Sorry.
What was that?
The most haunted team's very first experience of the paranormal, 24 hours at Michelham Priory.
Oh my God! Hello and welcome. We've managed to complete our task by staying in 15 of the most haunted locations in Great Britain. But there is a 16th show. It was shot way back last summer when the crew and I decided to do a pilot programme. We went to Michelham Priory in Eastbourne, and it's an experience that we will never forget.
Michelham Priory is situated in Eastbourne, East Sussex. The original building was a church that was constructed in 1229 on a medieval moated island. In 1556 it was transformed into a house where many families lived, each with their own histories and tragedies. Many ghost sightings have been seen here, and the present occupants have experienced lots of strange occurrences.
Now, all of the ghosts have been seen here by ordinary members of the public during the day. So to up our stakes of actually seeing anything, we've decided to spend the night here. And just so that nobody decides to escape, I'm going to introduce you to our crew. We've got Mark on Steadicam. Say hi.
Hi.
And are you going to be scared about tonight?
Very.
All right, and we've got Martin on sound. A bit scared, are we? And we've got Bev, the director. Say hi, Bev. Rick, the assistant director, are you a bit scared about tonight?
Nervous.
So. And Ian, one of our cameramen.
Fine.
Carl, how are you feeling about tonight?
I'm fine now.
So you're all fine, OK. Now then, I've never seen a ghost, and I don't think any of the members of our crew have. And I think you need to be spiritually in tune for that. So I've decided to enlist some help. And that is one of Britain's most eminent spiritualist mediums, Derek Acora.
To Derek, all our locations are a mystery, and he's been driven to the location not knowing of his destination. Would he be able to communicate with the supposed ghosts, or would he draw a blank?
My name's Chris Tuckett. I'm the property manager here at Michelham Priory, and I live at the top of that house there, a flat, and it's an interesting place to live. It's got a certain reputation about it, which I just took with a pinch of salt, to be honest with you. And I think now, having seen it and witnessed it firsthand, I am a fairly firm believer that there are various presences in this property. I think the really one outstanding dramatic thing that's happened to me since I've been here was one particular evening. I'd actually been in for 3 or 4 days at this stage, and we have a lovely apartment obviously at the top of the house, like I said earlier, and the whole property upstairs is floorboarded. One night I was asleep, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I heard a distinct sound of caster wheels on a wooden floor, and to be honest, it did shake me considerably. I lay in bed, I covered myself with my duvet like any sort of red-blooded chap would probably do, and I left it probably 7 or 8 minutes for it to stop. And then within about 20 minutes or so from there, I plucked up the courage to actually walk into the lounge and have a look and see what had happened. And to be honest, when I first looked, it didn't look too dramatic, really. The item of furniture looked like it had just moved away from the wall 2 or 3 feet. But then as you panned down and looked at the floor, there was a huge, great figure-of-8 scratch, which had just gone across the whole floor. And this thing had obviously gone round. One of the caster wheels had seized, and it had just scored its way across the floor. I do feel that we've been accepted here at this property now, and things certainly have quietened down considerably. The most recent thing which does occur from time to time, we do get this like a mini tornado which seems to come down from the kitchen, and it'll wake both of us up, and you can hear it coming down the corridor, and it'll just suddenly be in the bedroom. Literally everything, just the curtains go on the ceiling, and then within 2 or 3 seconds it's gone again. Disappeared, and it just literally disappears back up into the kitchen and gone. There are other things. I've heard a woman crying downstairs, not at all ghostly, sounds quite normal, and to be honest I thought I'd not done my job very well and left someone locked in the house, and you know, just went downstairs and could find no one. There are loads of little things like this which do happen from time to time, but nothing nasty. The first 2 weeks I was here, things were very, very busy, and I must admit I was very close to actually moving out. myself, and that's not easily said, to be honest. Every single evening something was happening, whether it was bangs on the floor or things moving in the flat, or obviously the furniture. I did speak to the house on one occasion about 2 weeks after I moved in, and I did enjoy a bottle of wine at the same time in order to give me the courage to do it, and basically express myself to the property and just said, you know, what I'd done and what I intended to do in the future here. And relatively slowly, over 3 or 4 days, it seemed to leave me, and I think possibly maybe the air was cleared, and I think that was the end of my sort of scrutinisation to start with, really.
Parapsychology basically is the study of unusual phenomena, or phenomena that we can't at the moment understand in other sciences. We use the best scientific apparatus that we can in order to capture evidence of ghosts. We also use zero-lux video cameras, digital video cameras, to look in the dark, because things don't like lights. We also use temperature monitoring equipment.
I've not felt any danger, and I've not felt threatened here at all. And I think you'll be scared possibly because you're here and possibly see things that you're not used to. Things which now have become an everyday routine for me will be fresh for you, and it will catch you off guard. And I do suggest you keep a keen eye on your shoulder.
Well, this is what's known as the Undercroft. It's very church-like, very Gothic. And apparently the BBC were filming here quite a few years ago, and they put all the wigs and everything out, and they'd lock the door after the day's filming, come back, and all the wigs would be all over the floor. It's a bit spooky, isn't it? Oh, this is very Tudor, isn't it? Lots of wood panelling. Now, the dining room. This beautiful dining room. It's got a horrible feel to it, though. It's got a really horrible feel. It's a very oppressive feel. Be interested to see what Derek says about it. This is a really weird house. It's like everything's so higgledy-piggledy. And the stairs, well, they're all sort of crushed together. It's like the inside of the house on the outside of a church. Look at those windows. That is amazing. This room has lots of bangs and crashes in it, though nothing ever gets broken. Well, this is the Prior's room, and believe it or not, this is where we're going to be spending the night. Oh yes, kipping on the floor. It's going to be really nice, and we're going to be looked over by yours truly, Handsome.
At this point, I went off to greet Derek Akora, our spiritualist medium, who'd just arrived at the Priory. What happened next was very strange.
I've just had to come into the ladies because something amazing has just happened. We were all just sitting around having a chat and a bite to eat, having a break from filming. And it was just amazing. Derek, some entity, spirit, just forced his way in and started channeling through Derek. And Derek was coming out with all these amazing things. And we were just so unprepared for it that we only caught half of it on camera. I'm a little bit nervous, to tell you the truth, after what I've just seen. You decide for yourself. Have a look at this.
Okay, don't control me. Don't do that. Stop it there. Stop. Okay. Oh, Shelley's just tried to throw a cloak around my shoulders. No. Don't do that to me. Big black cloak. That's interesting. You see, you walk like this. Look. Damn you. Don't you look at me. Straight back, 5'10", 5'11", very slim. Features. Don't you do that to me. He trapped this child. He locked her away. And she perished. stayed in the atmosphere.